All right, yo, welcome to vlog number 7. And in this vlog, what I really wanted to go over was just some of the sales things that have been going on with the business, and I think is much condensed insight into what my process is for trying to get clients and just what that outward sales looks like. So right off the top here, the other day I hosted a networking social for small businesses. And when I say I hosted, so it's organized by the Chamber of Commerce that I'm a part of here in Lacrosse, and I'm a part of their small business group. So with that, they have different meetings that they'll end up doing, and pretty much the extent of it is they'll put on monthly or bi-monthly socials where you get to meet other people, do some networking. So when it comes to sales and marketing and how I'm trying to get clients, a lot of times I am, for better or worse, really sucked in by like magic bullet solutions. So I'll end up watching like a YouTube video on how to have the perfect online sales funnel to attract the right clients and get them to contact you and stuff like that. I do think it's really important to have a website that really brings people in and gives them the clear path of, you're interested, this is how you begin the process of making a video. But that type of stuff, at least I haven't personally mastered how to make my website or SEO or social media just totally suck people in and want to become clients. So that being said, I found that I tend to cycle through different modes of sales. So the first is networking. And I feel like networking with a chamber of commerce or business association is kind of like sales insurance, in the sense of, I know that if I keep showing up and I keep meeting people and just different, business people recognize my face, there's a far better chance they're going to think of my business for video than, somebody else's or whatever. So that's why I keep going. And I have yet, I think, to have like a direct moment of, I went to a networking event and then I talked to somebody, and from that talk, I got business. But I do think that I've had some kind of like, I met this person, they know this other person, and then through this finagling and like just what feels like random chance, but I don't think it is, all of a sudden, somebody reaches out, for a video job. So I think that there is some inherent value in networking, and I also think it really just grows that muscle of, I'm meeting, to a certain degree, random people, but also I'm beginning to see people over and over again. So the familiarity of like, hey, I know you, is really nice. And I think that that's also really helpful. I think this last time was the first time that I went into a networking thing and I was like, okay, if I really can't, if I'm really not feeling up to it, then I'm just gonna search for somebody I know and go talk to them. So yeah, so that's the networking. And the really nice thing about hosting with something like this is the best like hosting situation I think I've ever been a part of, because it was super like low cost to entry. It was, you have to buy donuts, or you have to supply beverages, coffee in the morning, and like a small snack, and host it at a place. So I work out of my home office, so I just contacted somebody that I've worked with in the past. Big shout out to the Pump House here in Lacrosse. They're an awesome art center. So I've worked with them in the past, and that was like a no-brainer. So hosted it at that location, and that was also great because it gave people like something to do if they were in that position of not really knowing who to talk to. So that was really nice. And with this one too, I met like 4 individuals where I think there's something to come, and that's really, really exciting. So this hopefully will be a situation after this networking event where I think I meet somebody and there might be some business that comes directly from meeting them. I try to be skeptical and not too excited about that, but or at least get my hopes up too high. But regardless, this was a really good event, and I think being the host gives you that extra bit of like, hey, I should go talk to you. So that was really great. So outside of networking, then I'll do cold calling. I hate it. I don't think I've met anybody yet that likes to cold call, but I've just been really forcing myself to try to do that at least once a week. And more specifically, I've noticed I'm better at cold calling when it's for the specific niche that I'm really going for. And specifically what I mean by that is symphonies. So I am really trying to structure things so that I can start just gaining more clients that are orchestras or symphonies in the Midwest. I think it's a really underserved industry, community, that type of thing. And I love it. I don't know if I might have mentioned it on a previous one, but I was on a board of directors for over 5 years for a youth symphony orchestra here in town. Really great organization, awesome experience, and also it just gave me at least a huge appreciation for what it takes to be a musician, but also just the arts in general. It's such a beautiful thing. So being able, I think, to work in that I think has always been in the back of my mind, like, oh, that'd be a dream job. But it's not until recently that I've actually formulated that is the thing I'm gonna be going for. Because as much as I like weddings, and it's true that that's great, and as much as I do like commercial work, it's interesting to, learn about a different business and try to capture it. I know that there's a limit to how much of that I want to do. So, the way I've mitigated that so far is just trying to get both of those type of clients so that I have at least a mix. But as of right now, I feel pretty strongly that like symphonies and anything in the arts, whether it's like a dance troupe or, a painter, something like that, I think that's where I'm hoping to be. So I've been cold calling different symphonies and I got really lucky. I think on a previous vlog, I might have mentioned, but I got super lucky where like my first call of the day was to this one symphony and they were interested. And we had like a 40-minute conversation. So that is not how cold calling usually goes. Normally it's like 30 no's before you talk to somebody who's like maybe interested. So that being said, I'm cautious to give too much information just because we signed the contract. So right now we're in for 3 concerts, but I think it's their first time really, I don't want to say being serious about video, but just seeing what normally is out there for symphonies in the Midwest. Usually it's like one camera on a tripod, HD, not color corrected or graded. It's just what it is. So, I'm coming in with plans, strategies, timelines. We're going to make this look really, really good. So I think that because it's new for them, and this is my first like professional orchestra. I've done the concerts for the youth symphony that I was on the board for a few years. So I've at least had that experience, which is great. But yeah, so working with, an adult professional symphony is new to me as well. So that being said, contract is signed, that's in the books. And that's, like I said, we're slated for 3. And assuming the first one goes well, there shouldn't be any issues going forward. So really, really pumped about that. And also that gives me the ability to kind of put a nice little crew together. I do like working. I've been learning to really enjoy working with like a small crew of people for a shoot. So I've got that going on. And then I've got I've got a dentist where we've met. We just have to have the contract signed, but the conversation was send me the contract, I'll get you the down payment, and then we'll get this thing going. So in October, I should have some behind the scenes of he's a specialist. It's called periodontics. So I'm really interested about that because it's ideally not going to be like any other dentist, quote unquote, video that's out there. So yeah, and that did come from my website, which is crazy to me. So this guy, or I shouldn't say it's crazy, but to me, that was the power of, every time I update my website, I'm intentionally trying to make it more like client friendly so that there is a funnel of sorts. And it's gotten me 2 clients in a month period, but then I didn't get anybody specifically from the website for like 4 months. So that being said, that little piece, at first it was just me recording, him giving a presentation and then giving him the footage. So really nice and easy, but it went so well that now that this guy has bought his own practice and he's like rebranding his whole business, he called me up, and this is like a really nice client to work for. So that being said, just that whole experience of they went to the website, they found me, they liked me, we had a really great like small first experience, and that has led now to what should be an upcoming really nice big experience. So I'm really excited about that, and just knowing that the website stuff did work to that degree. I'm currently trying to update it, so it's a little bit of a frustration only in so that I know that there's a couple things I want to change, because I think it would help those type of moments happen just more should somebody be interacting with my website. So that's like one aspect of it. So I've got like the networking and going out and talking to people. I've got the website and like SEO, and I've been using AI to like make my website a lot more SEO friendly, and also just for like uploading these YouTubes, making sure that I've got like tags that are relevant when I'm uploading the video and all that stuff. So I'd like to think that all this, time and effort in making myself more available online is very helpful. And with the cold calling, I got that symphony coming in, so looking to do much more of that. I have yet to do much for like email outreach, although that being said, back in I think like February or March, there was a bakery that I cold emailed, and I ended up doing like an introductory, pretty much like free shoot, but I know they said, I think it's like later this month, I should be like the end of this month, so next week, I should reach out to them for any like Christmas stuff they have going on. So yeah, so that's kind of roughly what's going on. So at least right now, I've got like those few things that are happening, which is awesome. And then, but I've got like 3 or 4 other things that are kind of in the works. There's a realty company that I had a meeting with yesterday, and overall, I think it went good. What I'm not sure about is if they're looking for more of, is their mind more budget conscious, or is it more, I don't want to say quality focused, but like partner focused, if that makes sense. And to be honest, I'm not sure. Like the interaction, I think was great. And if I had a chance to work with them, I think it would be a really good interaction. So I think we met each other in that aspect. But like when I think about like the body language and kind of, where things would go, or when I reflect on their body language and my body language and how that meeting went, I'm not like 100% sure. And also they did say, and they said this up front too, so it wasn't like a mystery to the end, but they're talking with other, production companies and, freelancers like myself. And so that's what they're doing. So there might just be somebody they like better than me, and that's just how it goes. So I've got that. So I think, so at the end of the day, what I really want to just kind of go over in this video is just that I think in a city this size, it's really hard to find a kind of bulletproof, this is how I do sales and marketing, and this is where I get all my clients from. And maybe that just comes from, I haven't quite like niched down my business enough. But that also kind of leads to the bigger issue of, I don't think you can always immediately with your business, niche it down where right out the gate, you're saying, I only do these type of videos. This is what I specialize in, this is the thing. And I think that just because in these smaller towns, most videographers need to kind of be full service and, walk their clients through the whole thing of filming, editing, delivering, all that kind of stuff. I think that there's a lot less opportunities or individuals or companies that are looking to hire just a video or just a camera person or just an editor. That happens sometimes for sure, but not all the time. So that's just kind of my thoughts on that. All right, so I think to kind of end this ramble on marketing and sales, I would say that having a few different marketing avenues is probably the best route. It's probably the best solution to sales that I've found. There's a part of me that wishes I could only go to networking events, and that would be the thing that like really gets me my clients, or I only send emails, or I only cold call. But I do think it's just kind of a mix that you have to have, and that's probably how all businesses are. It's not like we only do this one thing. So that's kind of what my strategy has been, what's kind of worked, but you know, and I shouldn't say anything for sure hasn't worked. It's more, nothing has gotten me such strong results doing it by itself. It's that combination and just staying on top of everything. So yeah. So this is just, I wanted to get this out. I've been thinking about this a lot, and hopefully, if you're in the same situation, you can either relate or glean something from this. So if so, I'd love to hear if you have any like marketing strategies as a videographer or something that seems to work really well, especially if you're doing that like full production. I would love to hear what your strategies are, like what you do, because yeah, anything good is super helpful. So anyways, all right, that is vlog number 7, and it's in the bag.
You spend so much of your life scheming and trying to get over. Got you wondering.